back to BDTV. I'm Candace Robinson.
And I'm Nyla Jones. And on this week's news, there were lives lost in the FedEx shooting. We're sending out our prayers to their families.
The jury in Derek Chauvin's trial found him guilty of murdering George Floyd.
And to make the week crazier,
it snowed in April.
You just gotta love the Midwest.
Now, on to Amadou with Teacher of the Year.
To bring awareness on CBDZ.
This week, I caught up with this year's Teacher of the Year to ask him about his thoughts on his award.
I'll be a regular flight.
And it means a lot to me to be recognized by those people that I look up to and respect so much that they would look to me and respect me just as much. I approach teaching a little bit differently than I have in the past and that some other teachers do. I like to make my classroom fun and vibrant and active, so we're always trying to do something new and interesting. What impact do I have on my students? I think that I have both a personal impact on my students because I want their time in my classroom to be very enjoyable and feel represented. Plus I have a professional impact because a lot of my students have gone on to study French at college.
Congratulations to Mr. Mendenhall, the 2021 Teacher of the Year. Amadou Diallo, BDTV.
And then to communicate your ideas, right? This test.
As we continue to count down to graduation on June 7th, there's some dates we need to know. Students with the last names starting with A through K will have rehearsal at 9 a.m. and the actual graduation at 12 noon. Students with the last name starting with L through Z will have rehearsal at 4 p.m. and the actual graduation at 7 p.m. If cap and gowns are not purchased and picked up by the date that is to be announced, the seniors will be removed from the graduation seating chart. Graduates will receive their diplomas in the youth arena after returning their gowns at the end of the ceremony.
One final very important note about graduation is that students must attend the graduation rehearsal 3 hours prior to the start of the ceremony. If students are not present at rehearsal, they will not be allowed to participate in the graduation ceremony.
Push through, Giants, we're almost done. Kayla Ferguson, BDTV.
With graduation approaching, many seniors might be searching for what to do after high school. Now to Josh with the third E, employ.
The last day on our 3 E's is employment. Senior Tykeus Dewberry plans to be a notary after high school and is eager to share the specifics of that job to his fellow students.
After high school, I'm going to employ, and the job is notary signing. And notary signing is when a notary agent is specifically trained to sign loan documents.
If you are unclear or confused about what path is right for you, you can always go to your counselors to find out how to start that path and which path is the best for you. We have now covered all the 3 E's: enroll, enlist, and employ. Now here's Hattie with a young entrepreneur. This is Josh Flowers on BDTV.
Teens are always trying to find new creative ways to make money. Entrepreneurship can help you accomplish just that. Starting your own business can get you the extra money, and you can also sell things that you're passionate about.
Hi everyone, my name is Sydney. I'm a junior and I'm the owner of The Nail Goddess. I started my own business because I love to get my nails done and the excitement of it. So I started doing nails so other people can get the excitement as well.
Hattie Lewis, BDTV.
Now to Aaron with the weather.
Thanks, Kansas. I'm Aaron Science. We had some crazy temperatures this week. This past Wednesday, we set a record low of 28 degrees on that day, the lowest since 1907. And if it wasn't enough, some parts of the states had 5 inches of snow. In Indy, we received 2 inches. Today, the high will be 61 degrees and the low will be 45, but a bit cloudy. Saturday will be rainy with a high of 58 and a low of 40. And Sunday will be partly cloudy of a high of 46 and a low of 43. The rest of the week looks pretty fair, around 75 through 56, but Wednesday and Thursday will have a bit of chance of rain.
As many of you may not know, Earth Day did just pass yesterday. I think we choose this time as a friendly reminder to educate that planting plants is not the only way to keep our Earth healthy and clean. Continue watching so you can learn about the 3 R's and keep our Earth clean and long-lasting. The first R is reuse. One way you can complete this R is by getting a reusable water bottle and using the filling stations in the school provided. The second R is reducing. Reducing can be as simple as reducing the amount of paper you use, or as drastic as reducing the amount of gas you use, which can easily be done by just carpooling with friends. Third R is recycle. The most talked about of the R's, I participated in this R on Saturday when I took my Nana's old aluminum siding from the side of her house to a recycling scrapyard. This is way better for the earth because these items will be used again, unlike if you were to just throw it away in your regular trash. You can also participate in this R even while in your classroom. There are recycle bins in every classroom, so shoot your shot in the recycle bin instead. Follow those 3 R's to keep our earth clean for you and me. Timothy Johnson, BDTV.
Did you know that we have 2 new outdoor classrooms located at 20A and Teacher's Break Room by Door 1?
There's a lot of studies that students who work outside when they're doing schoolwork have better grades, there's more focus, more attention on content, and we've been lucky enough to get funding and grants to have a lot of really good space. If you're watching this and you want to check them out, if you haven't seen them, teachers, if you haven't been out to see them, they're, weather's getting nice for spring, so absolutely take some time and check them out.
This school year has been everything but normal. Here are some things that people like about being back 5 days a week at school. What do you hope changes next year?
I hope that masks go away completely.
What did you miss about normal school versus when we were in hybrid?
I like being able to be in person full-time rather than hybrid where we could only come 2 days. Since I'm a welding student, it's a little bit harder because we don't get as much weld time in practice.
We can get a lot more stuff done, and we're not rushing as much through, instead of just trying to do 2 days, we're trying to make up for 3 days out of the 5.
What are some things you miss about last year's normalcy?
Something I miss about last year is probably, I wasn't here last year, but if I did come, I know that I just would miss being full-time and not having to wear these masks.
Lauren Moss, BDTV.
Thank you, Lauren. Now that you have the good of coming back to school 5 days a week, let's see if there's any bad.
So I come here from Tri-West, and we were going Monday, Tuesday, and I loved not having school in the afternoon on Wednesday through Friday. So that was really nice, but now that we're back, I have to come here every day, and it seems like a lot of people just aren't here, and it's just been a lot of problems.
I think that I dislike being in the hallways with so many people at once, and people not wearing their masks correctly, or even waking up early in the morning. That's really stressful now.
Earlier in the year, I would just go home, relax, or I worked for a little bit, but now I have to come here. And
definitely less free time. I don't have a job anymore. I spend most of my time here at school or struggling to keep up with my work.
Kalini Valerio, BDTV.
With Ben Davis returning your students back to 5 days a week, it can be difficult for the normal student to maintain a healthy schedule. It can be even more difficult for a student athlete to maintain their sport, in-school life, and out-of-school activities. We're talking to some student athletes and coaches to see how they're juggling and managing their schedule on the road to success.
And now that we're back 5 days a week, it certainly brings about some different challenges. It's an exciting time to have all of our football team here, to have all of our student athletes in the building getting themselves better day in and day out, 5 days a week. I think we're going to see a drastic difference between where we've been and where we're headed.
The biggest things for me right now are balancing football and track, as well as my Club Nation training. So I work throughout the day, 7:30 to 3:30, and then from 3:30 to 5:30, I'm with track, as well as checking in on my guys who are outside doing athletic developments in the afternoon and things like that.
Speaking of performing arts, congratulations to Jordan Jones. NAACP awarded her the state title in poetry in the ACSO competition. She will compete for the Nationals this summer in North Carolina. Congrats, Jordan.
Really?
Happy retirement, Mr. Taylor. Happy retirement.
Thank you. Thank you.
there is nothing that I'm more proud of than my association with Wayne Township. It was life-changing coming here. I feel like I fulfilled all my professional aspirations, and also obviously it also contributed to many of my personal aspirations as well.
Mr. Taylor was the very first person that I hired on the superintendent's cabinet back in 2010, actually, in November of 2010, and has just made a tremendous contribution to our students and our staff and our community. Leave a big hole, and certainly be a big loss for us, but we do wish him very well and are excited for him to move on to his next chapter with his wife and family, and just appreciate all that he's done for our district.
I asked some of my fellow BDTV classmates to give me their best lines so I could react and rate them. All right.
I wish I were cross-eyed so I could see you 2 times.
Give it a 6, but I would use it with caution.
I'm Donnell Mason. Can I get your number?
I'm gonna give that one. I'm gonna give it a 5. You know, if that works for you, use it.
I'm no photographer, but I can picture us together.
Aww. I'm gonna give it a 7 as well. It reminds me of that one line that's like, hey, do you believe in love at first sight, or should I walk past again?
You remind me of the 21 letters in the alphabet.
There's 26.
Oh, you're right. I forgot you are a cutie.
That one is so you are a cute. That one would work on me. 10 out of 10.
Do you have the Wi-Fi password? Because I'm feeling a connection.
It's brilliant, it's modern, it'll work. I'm kidding, it doesn't work. Thank you for watching with me. Emmy Bugler, BDTV.
Today, I'll be asking your fellow peers questions to see if common sense is really common. So let's take a look. What 2 colors make up blue?
What?
What 2 colors make up blue?
Oh, snap. That's green and yellow.
Green and yellow.
I think it's primary color.
How many terms did Benjamin Franklin serve as president?
1, 2, I don't know.
He never served.
How many times can you subtract the number 5 from 25?
5 times.
Once.
Some months have 31 days. How many have 28?
1 month.
None?
All of them.
Will you be the next victim for common sense? Nira Sanders, BDTV.
Thank you for tuning into this week's newscast, and happy Friday. Be sure to stay safe and wear your mask. And remember, if it's about you and me, it's on BDTV.